Hi, this is Diana Larson. I'm here today to tell you about the Agile Fluency model. It's the model that James Shore and I developed in response to some discord that was going on in the Agile community. I'm going to give you just a brief overview. If you'd like to learn more, go to agilefluency.org and read the original article. But today we're going to talk about how did we get to where we are now with this model. In that time a few years ago, we were noticing a lot of folks who had a lot of disagreement about how Agile was supposed to be done. And we didn't feel like that was a very productive conversation to have. We actually wanted to sort of rise above that and go back to the fundamentals of what do we really think of as Agile. We began creating the model. We reviewed it with a broad cross-section of other folks who worked in the Agile community. Some were thought leaders, some were in the trenches practitioners. And we got the model to a place where they all agreed, this pretty much represents my experience with Agile working with teams that are working well. Out of that, we began thinking about how to represent the model. And the model needed to be, in our minds, positive. Everything you contribute to doing Agile needs to show value. It needs to be inclusive. We weren't wanting to promote one methodology over another. We wanted to see how they all contributed to really effective Agile teams. And finally, we wanted the model to promote improvement. We wanted people to be able to see team members, product people, other folks around, to be able to see how they could continuously improve their way of doing Agile to get the benefits they really needed. The name Agile Fluency comes from the idea of fluency that we borrowed from language fluency. And the idea that when you are fluent in a skill, you have routine, skillful ease at that skill. It's what you do without thinking. It's not what you stretch into. It's what you just do naturally. And some people might call it fluent proficiency or praxis mastery, but it really is that ability that comes from doing something well over and over again. And it comes only through an investment in learning and really doing that deliberate practice. Let me tell you a little bit about how it works. Some people ask us if it's a maturity model, and it really isn't. We believe that every place, every part of the model can deliver value if it's a good fit for what your organization needs. So instead of thinking it as a progression of where we want to get to the end, we think of it as a ride on a bus, as if you were going through different bus zones. And you would always get off at the one that gives you the value that you are looking for. So we start the model with just the idea that an organization has a group of effective individual contributors. They are working on their work separately. They are trying to integrate it at the end. That goes as it often does. And they really know that they need to move those individual contributors into a team-based way of working. And so they go through a team culture shift. This team culture shift, which we call focus on value, provides a number of benefits to the organization. It allows them to see the progress that the team is making from the business perspective and to redirect the work as needed and to know that always the next thing the team is going to produce is going to be the next most valuable thing. So in order to provide those benefits, the team has some things that they're going to need in order to really become a team. They need coaching to be a team. They need some workspace to do teamwork in. They need clear business priorities communicated to them so that they can always work on the next most valuable thing. They need a learning and improvement process so they can keep getting better, and they need to keep their work visible. All of that requires some investment on part of the organization and can take anywhere from 2 to 6 months. We call focus on value the Agile fundamentals. And very often those can be reached by various methodologies, basic Scrum, Kanban, Lean IT. Sometimes even a very well-designed ad hoc methodology. And that can be adequate for many organizations. It can be a very nice fit, but not for all organizations. Other organizations need to move on and go through a team skills shift to our next bus zone that we call deliver value. Deliver value provides a lot of benefit to the organization. It allows them to release at will, to ship on the market pull or the market cadence, as we call it. The idea that anytime the customers can take something new, it's right there ready for them, so the business captures some monetary value back often also. And this way of working helps to reveal obstructions early before they become big problems and can be fixed while they're small. To get those benefits, the teams have some needs. They need training to really get them to engineering excellence. They may need some technical mentoring to help supplement that training. They need some patience with the learning curve that will affect their productivity as their productivity then takes a surge forward. And then finally, they may need the inclusion of DevOps or user experience folks to help them do their work. We call this agile sustainability because this allows the team to spend more time on building features, less time on fixing things, and their maintainability of their output tends to be much better. And it can take anywhere from 5 to 18 months of real focused effort to get there. And extreme programming practices, software craftsmanship, the ideas from clean code all can contribute here. But this still may not be enough. Most organizations, probably at least half or 3/4 of organizations, will fall into the focus on value or deliver value zone for the benefits they need. But some need a further shift. And this further shift requires some attention to organizational structure. In the optimized value zone, the team provides benefits to the organization that include the team making excellent product decisions, really eliminating the handoffs and wait time that can come from waiting for people to make decisions that are from outside the team. So product decisions get made faster, and that can result in innovation, very innovative products and even disruptive products. In order to provide those business benefits, the optimized value team is going to need business expertise embedded in the team. They either need a full-time product person or, even better, some of the actual engineers have learned enough to anticipate their customer needs. There may need to be some management shifts in the way managers interact with the teams. And there's probably an organizational champion who's willing to spend the social capital to make all this happen. Teams may be reorganized so that they are teams of generalizing specialists and cross-functional teams, and that helps those decisions get made quickly because everything that is needed is in the team all the time. We call this the Agile's promise because very often this is what's sold as the best way to do Agile, even though it's not the right fit for everyone. But if this might be the right fit for you, it'll probably take you 1 year to 3 years to get there. The methodologies that we think about in this shift are lean startup, lean software development, design thinking for both products and organizations, and possibly even beyond budgeting. There's one final zone on our model that comes about through a shift in the organizational culture or a maintenance of a startup culture in some ways. Optimized for systems is we see a small number of teams working in this way. They provide a cross-pollination of organizational perspectives. They stimulate market innovations. They can optimize the entire value stream. What teams need to do that is to be able to keep a whole system focused, not just on their own product, but what's the best thing for the whole system. They need a learning culture, and they need to understand complexity and networks. These teams may take 0 if it's a small startup and they just 3 guys in a garage start working this way, anywhere to 10 years to try to turn around a large organization. We don't see enough of this to be able to really predict yet. But we do see some of the contributing ideas, and that is around complex systems, sociocracy, holocracy, similar style, and Richard Sheridan's Joy, Inc. In the end, what we really want to know is what's the benefit we need and what investments and trade-offs are we willing to make to get those benefits? And that's probably the next conversation you're going to have. Thank you on behalf of the Agile Fluency Project for listening. I hope you have a great day. This is Diana Larson. Goodbye.